lot of things in Premiere Pro. However, nothing will be as important as the topics in this lesson. What you learn in this lesson will become the foundation for working in Premiere Pro. In addition, it'll get you off on the right foot so that you understand how to get started working with your Premiere Pro projects as we move forward. We're going to talk about the definition of a project in Premiere Pro, creating, saving, and opening projects, adjusting project settings, and moving projects to different editing stations. Every video that you produce in Premiere Pro is produced in a project file. Project files are files that simply point to source files, or the files that will be used in the video that you're producing using Premiere Pro. The project file is not the actual media file. If you try to export the project file from your desktop to your laptop, for example, with plans to view the media from the laptop, it won't work. Again, project files are not actual media files. If this still confuses you, think of it like this. Let's say there's a web page about spiders. This web page only contains hyperlinks to articles about spiders. These articles are found on other sites. If you printed out the web page with the intention of reading the articles later, you wouldn't be able to read those articles because the page you printed only contains hyperlinks. This is in essence how a project file works. The first time you open Premiere Pro CC, you'll see this welcome screen. To create a new project, choose New Project. Note, if you already have Premiere Pro running, you can also create a new project by going to File, New, Project on the menu bar. You'll then see this dialog box. This is where you set your project preferences. In the Name field, type a name for the project. Next, click the Browse button and select a location to store the new project file. There are two tabs in this dialog box, General and Scratch Disks. For now, let's work with the General tab. Under the General tab, click the Renderer drop-down menu. If Mercury Playback Engine GPU Acceleration or CUDA is shown, select it. If it's not available, you have to select Mercury Playback Engine software only. Now, click on the Video Display Format drop-down menu. Select the format you want. You'll find that timecode is the best option for this. By definition, timecode is a coded signal on video that gives information such as time or recording, exposure, and frame number. In the audio format drop-down menu, select the audio format. Audio samples is typically the best one to choose. Next, go to the Capture Format drop-down menu and select the format that you want. You don't have to worry about whether or not you're going to use HDV or DV at this point. You can change it later if you need to do that. Now let's go to the Scratch Disks tab. Under this tab, you'll specify where you want to store the media that's part of your project. As you can see, you'll decide where to store the captured audio, video previews, etc. It's recommended that you store these in the default locations already listed for you. This way, all your media is stored with your project file. Click OK when you're finished. The process of creating a project in CS6 varies from CC. For all the CS6 users, let's discuss the differences. Just as with CC, when you start Premiere Pro, you'll see a welcome screen. Choose New Project. You'll then see the New Project dialog box. In that box, you'll want to enter a name for the project and specify a location for it, just as you did with CC. Click OK when you're finished. Your new project is created, and you'll then see the new Sequence dialog box. We're going to talk a lot more about sequences later in this course. For now, just type the name of your sequence in the Sequence Name field. We're just going to stick with the default name. Click OK. A project with a sequence is then created for you. You'll see the Premiere Pro CS6 interface. The interface contains the same panels as CC. The only major difference will be in the appearance. To set your project settings as you did in CC under the General and Scratch Disk tabs, go to Project Settings in the menu bar. To close a project, go to File, Close Project. The welcome screen will appear. Click Exit. It should go without saying that before you close a project, you should make sure that it's saved. To save a project, go to File Save or File Save As. File Save will allow you to save the project under its current name and its current location. File Save As will let you choose a file name and a location. You can also open an existing Premiere Pro project. To do this, you can either go to File, Open Project, then navigate to the file, or you can go to File, Open Recent if you want to open a project you've edited recently. As we stated earlier in this lesson, a project file doesn't actually contain media. Instead, it's more of a database that stores locations of different media. You got to see this firsthand when you set up your project settings. That said, if you move or delete a file that's part of your project, you'll see the Link Media dialog box. You'll also see it if you change the name of a file or move or delete a file while doing editing on a project. You'll see the files that are missing, as well as where Premiere Pro thinks the file should be located. Here's what you can do to fix problems with missing files. Locate the file and incorporate it back into the project. You can also treat it as if it's offline. Premiere Pro creates a placeholder for it. This appears as a big red Media Offline message in the Program Monitor and timeline. You can then either delete the files from the project or relink to the file later. If you decide to do nothing, Premiere Pro will create a placeholder for you anyway. To relink a file to the project, go to the Link dialog box. Select the file to link, then click the Locate button. You'll then see the Link Media to dialog box. If the file name is changed, uncheck the Display Only Exact Name Matches box. Next, navigate to the missing file, then click Open. You'll see a check mark appear next to the file in the Link Media dialog box. To close the Link Media dialog box, click Cancel. If files are missing, they will appear as offline.